How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's pretty sunny out, but in today's video what we're going to do is talk about how much I pay for insurance. Talk about how much I pay for insurance on this car and the BMW, being an 18-year-old having a two-door V8 sports car that's worth over $30,000. Probably makes my insurance really expensive, and I'll let you know how much this car costs, how much the BMW costs. But before we get into that, we need to clean this car very badly. Now the outside needs to be cleaned, and it's extremely filthy. But coming to the inside hasn't been cleaned in months, and it's pretty bad. I usually don't let my cars ever get this dirty, but I'm gonna completely clean this out and be back, I guess, because this car is filthy outside, inside. I never let my cars get this filthy. From the outside maybe, but from the inside just never. And ever since I've owned this car, I haven't really gone through and had a proper interior clean, which is kind of sad to say because I've had this car for 6 months already. But let's clean out the inside and then we'll talk about insurance and everything. Alright, so it's a couple days later. I've got the insurance rates. Mustang's all cleaned up from the inside, but the outside it's still filthy. Alright, I've got the key, and I already made a mess in the mat in a couple days, but the interior was cleaned out. The seats need to be in more detail cleaned, but it is 20 times better than it was before. There was so much random stuff sitting here. The seats, this seat is okay, but that other seat has some stuff on it that needs to be cleaned out. But the car's looking a lot better from the interior. I need to vacuum it again. It's been like 2 days, but it is what it is. It's clean for now. We'll go into more detail probably next weekend. So yeah. But at one point I want to just get this car detailed from somebody and then have them also ceramic coat it. Because I don't want to, I could do it at home, but I'd be more satisfied if I had some professional do it, because it'd look like 20 times better. The car would be coated, protected for a little bit, and then also I could always just wash it off, rinse it off, and the water would just bead off, and it would be great. Super easy to clean, much easier than it is right now, and obviously it being done by a professional and professionally like cleaned and everything like that, it'll just look like 20 times better. And I also need to clean this garage at some point. This garage is very filthy and it needs to be completely redone. And a couple days from now, whenever another video goes up, you'll probably see me be like, all right, let me clean the garage or whatever. You know what I mean. This car needs to be cleaned from the outside. This car needs to be cleaned from the outside. This car needs to be cleaned from the inside as well. I did go through vacuum it like a couple weeks ago, but this dash is all like dusty and stuff. But let's get into the insurance rates. I've got the rates for both of the cars, the BMW and the Mustang. But before I tell you the rates, I want to say one thing. The rates that I'm about to say are not the rates that a normal 18-year-old would get on a Mustang or a BMW. The BMW is on collector's or heritage insurance, which means that I have a collector's plate on the car, which is a thing in Wisconsin. If the car is over 20 years old, you can apply for a collector's plate. You never have to register the car again, but you just can't drive it in like January. Obviously, it being a collector car, you can't drive it in a winter month. And I believe the only restriction is the month of January, but there might be a little more that goes into that. But there's a collector's plate on this car, which I can get collector's insurance for. The Mustang is under full coverage because there's a loan on the car. So I have to pay full coverage insurance for the Mustang, and the rate I'm getting for this is still really good and not what you guys are gonna guess. So I'm gonna tell you guys that the 6-month breakdown for both of these cars, that's what I have. So for 6 months on the BMW, I am paying $489, which breaks down to $81.50 every single month, which isn't terrible, and it's only insured for part of the year. With the heritage insurance, what we do is we cancel the insurance in the winter months the car isn't driven. We park the car for the winter. Yeah, obviously being a convertible and being a pretty rare car, there's no point in driving it in the winter months. Usually November, December, January, February, even March, the car isn't driven for 5 months out of the year. So we're only paying for about 6 months of insurance. Also, for this car, I can only drive 4,000 miles in a year. That's a restriction from the insurance, I believe, and not necessarily it being a collector's plate. But that's like another thing that goes into play, that the car isn't being driven too much in the year, so it doesn't have such a high rate because of that. Obviously, if the car isn't being driven a ton, then it's not gonna be super expensive to insure, because most of the time it's gonna be sitting in a garage. Now, an 18-year-old without the collector's insurance and, you know, it being registered with like no caveats whatsoever. I have no accidents or tickets on my record, but that's besides the point. Let's like, if I was to get it just my insurance on my own straight up, the car would probably cost me around $140 per month. And obviously collector's insurance brings it down, and other things really bring it down. Also, living in Wisconsin really helps my insurance rates. A lot of factors go into it. You know, people with big collections, they only have one driver registered to their cars, so only one person can drive it. Other people have, you know, big bundle deals, which is similar to what my insurance is on. All our cars are registered under, all our cars are in the same insurance. All our family is registered under the same insurance, meaning our rates go down because we have more people on our plan. So the rates of the two sports cars go down a little bit. So for the Mustang, for 6 months, I'm paying $562, right? And for a month, that breaks down to about $93. Now, no accidents, no nothing, just normal 18-year-old trying to insure the Mustang. Full coverage, probably be like $300 a month. Maybe a little less, but that's what I'm ballparking. In the state of Wisconsin, maybe if I went to go get my own insurance plan just for the Mustang full coverage, I'd probably be paying around $200. But again, there's other factors you can go and consider, and you should always consider those when getting your insurances. And that's why I have under $100 for each of my cars. I'm 18. There's no way that, you know, a normal 18-year-old will have an insurance rate like that, but there's ways. There's things you can do, talk to your insurance agents and all of that. I know a lot of people know what I'm talking about. For the people who don't, I highly suggest you look it up. There's a lot of things you can do. But that's the insurance rates on the cars. Pay under $100 for each of them. Just about $1,000. Just about $1,000. A little over $1,000 for 6 months for both of these cars. Keeping in mind the Mustang is under full coverage and BMW is under Heritage Insurance, I'm not 100% sure what that entitles, but the insurance rate goes down because it only is drivable for part of the year. A little quick update on the Mustang, I guess. Might as well before I finish the video. New wheels are on order. They said 2 to 5 day shipping once the order gets processed, and the order still hasn't got processed, and it's been 2 days now. So, yeah. No real update on that, but I guess if the order doesn't get processed by tonight, I'll call them tomorrow to see what's up. These wheels look great, but I just think aftermarket ones would look a whole lot better. I know a lot of people would agree with that. On camera, these wheels do not look as great. I was just gonna plan on getting spacers at first, but I just went with the whole wheel setup. But the wheels, when the wheels do get here, they won't be on the car right away. I still need tires, right? Which is gonna be a little bit because wheels are pretty expensive, but the tires, and then I also want to change the color on the wheels, and I gotta go look into more logistics on that, how I'm gonna change powder coat, whatever I'm gonna do to change the colors on the aftermarket ones whenever they do arrive. After that, the car is gonna completely transform, and then the only thing I would have to do is get a new grille. With a new grille and new wheels, the car would be completely different. I might even just black the horse out for now, because because that would also look 20 times better. But that's all I have for this video. Make sure you guys, if you did enjoy learning about my insurance and what I pay for these cars, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.